He reaches back out, grabs my hand, pulls me in close, and I go, "My name is," he goes, "Well, we're getting closer to opening day, and it is one of the best days every single year is opening day. The anticipation is amazing. And, knowing that you made an opening day roster, there's nothing like it, no matter how many times you've done it. And I've been lucky enough to have done it about 13 times. When I first got called up to the big leagues, it was in the middle of the season. So that following season in 2000, I broke into the big leagues in the 1900s. But I finished the year in 1999, broke with the team in 2000, and obviously being announced on that line for the Montreal Expos back in 2000 was pretty unbelievable. It was a moment of achievement. It was hopefully the beginning of a long career. I had no idea what I was in for, so I kind of embraced it every single time, and that's how I felt every time I broke camp and was able to put on a big league uniform and be announced onto that line as on an opening day roster, being an opening day ball player. But one thing was missing the further I got in my career was the fact that I was not in the opening day lineup. That was the next thing I needed to do was crack that opening day lineup. And for 3 years I was with Montreal, got to go stand on that line and be a part of that ball club. And then I get traded in spring of 2002, March 12th to be exact, from the Montreal Expos to the Houston Astros. And obviously I'm pretty confident in myself that I'm going to make this team, and I do. And 2002 I got to march out on the line in a new uniform, a Houston Astro uniform, back in Minute Maid Park back in the day. But my favorite opening day of the 14 years that I played was the next year, 2003. I had come over to the Houston Astros to kind of be a safety valve for Morgan Ensberg, Adam Everett, and backup Biggio, Bagwell around the infield, playing primarily third base. And in 2003, had myself a pretty good spring training, and I earned the right to make the ball club number one, but Jimmy Williams, who was the manager at the time, said, "Jeff, you are going to be my starting third baseman." It happened. I got to be in the opening day lineup. So sure enough, opening day, right across the street, I got to go running out there in between Jeff Bagwell and Craig Biggio as a starter for the Houston Astros, starting at third base. And I vividly remember how excited I was. It might have been the perfect moment too, because I was an established ball player. I wasn't too overwhelmed by moments at that time. I understood I had a job to do. My purpose in that lineup obviously was pretty clear, just to get on base for the big boppers behind me, but at the same time play some great defense. And fortunately, I was able to do that. And we went out there and we were playing the Colorado Rockies. And lo and behold, later in the game, we're beating them pretty good. We're up by like 5 or 6 runs. The Rockies bring in a guy named Dan Maselli, right-handed pitcher, throws a lot of fastballs later in the game. My mentality is I'm jumping on the first heater I get, and I'm going to see what I can do with it. Man, this dude piped one about maybe belt high. I get a hold of this thing, and I launch it into the Astros bullpen in right center field. Easily the greatest moment I've had as a opening day starter on a ball club. It was truly unbelievable. I never thought that opportunity would arise, but I was there in the moment, was able to hit a home run in that time. And truth be told, my second time as an opening day starter was my second time through with the Astros, I believe in 2008 or 9, when I actually was the opening day first baseman because Lance Berkman has knee surgery. But going back to 2003, this is an interesting little tidbit. Later in the season, Dan Maselli, I'm not positive, but I think gets let go by the Colorado Rockies. We needed bullpen help with the Houston Astros. So guess who we picked up? We picked up Dan Maselli. And Dan is a mercurial kind of guy. Got a little bit of an edge to him, a little bit of bulldog in him. And that's something I knew as just an opposing player. And we pick him up. He's coming into the clubhouse. He comes in the front door, starts coming in the hallway as I'm coming out of the clubhouse. Wouldn't you, as luck, fate, whatever you want to call it, would have it. And I'm like, I perk up and I'm like, oh, dear God, that's Dan Maselli. I wonder if he remembers. So I try to be congenial about it. I reach out and I'm like, Dan, good to see you. He reaches back out, grabs my hand, pulls me in close, and I go, my name is, he goes, I know who you are. You're that MFer that hit the home run off me on opening day. That was my introduction to Dan Maselli. Pretty good year, pretty good story. Stay tuned for more at Blummer 27.